Hello everyone, I am Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog and Balan Wonder World. You are listening to 4 Males, Sonic and Tails, where our 4 beautiful men do nothing but read Sonic fanfiction every week. Will they stay strong, or will they lose their minds? You'll have to listen to find out. これはただの冗談で、私は中裕二さんではないですが。And remember, いつも早く進むように。And keep sweat dropping.
You are listening to 4 Males, Sonic and Tails. I'm Zach, and I like Sonic.
I'm Luke, and Sonic stole my lunch money.
I'm Eric, and I am not a fan of corporate Sonic, but I like running Sonic.
I'm Daniel. I'm still recovering laughing from Luke's intro. But I am excited to get back to Sonic in his Gucci mansion.
It sucks when Sonic takes your lunch money because he's too fast.
I know,
There's
I
no
couldn't
way to
catch up
catch
with
him,
them.
right?
Yeah, he just snatched it and ran away.
And you know he's just doing out of hatred too, because he's a rich asshole. I mean, like he has the Acorn account and his own
yeah, it's
company
true.
and everything.
He didn't need that lunch money.
Yeah.
It hurts.
So how are you guys feeling? You ready for some more Sonic punishment?
Always. I am ready to suffer for Sonic. Yes.
That's the spirit.
Yes.
Enthusiasm.
Absolutely. I love it, Daniel. We have a special guest this episode. By the way, I know this is a surprise to you guys, but I'm going to bring it on. Give me a second.
Oh boy.
Hi, everyone. This is Ben Shapiro. And
Oh shit.
I'm going to suck Sonic's cock.
Hey Ben,
Strong start, Ben. Strong start.
was sexuality ever an issue for you?
I want Sonic all over my face, neck, and chest. I love Sonic. And I hate the vaccine, so don't get the coronavirus vaccine.
Well, I mean,
Okay, Ben. We're gonna get you off of the show. This is a pro-vaccine podcast. Ben, fuck you.
Oh boy.
So that was a short-lived guest, but we don't tolerate that kind of anti-vaccine shit on this podcast. Mm-hmm. If you haven't gotten the vaccine, go get the vaccine,
and don't take
or else
ivermectin.
you're a fucking idiot if you take horse dewormer.
Please just listen to your doctors. I mean, they go to school for a reason. They know what they're talking about. It's not a scheme, it's their job, just listen to the professionals.
What would Sonic do? Sonic would get the fucking vaccine.
Yeah, he would.
Yes,
And Eggman would take ivermectin.
Get the vaccine, or you're a little chicken shit little bitch.
Get the vaccine, or else you're actively contributing to the downfall of society.
Get the vaccine, or else everybody knows that you're just afraid of needles, and that's why you don't want to get the vaccine. With that said, let's move on to the fan fiction. Who would like to start us off this week?
I will.
We don't have much to read. This is going to be a short episode, so
I offer myself up to Sonic. I will offer to be the first one.
We must commend you for your bravery.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it.
So this is episode 2 of Chili Dog Rapture. It starts off with today's disclaimer: infidelity is a tough subject. There's also a quick note beneath it saying, a kind reviewer pointed out that Snively should have been older. I forgot this detail. He should be 20-ish now. Maria, however, will remain in her place. So in this soap opera tradition, I have rewritten Snively to be his proper age and deliberately created a plot hole that I will not fill. On with the story. Oh, sorry for this time it took to update this. So apparently there was a time gap between episode 1 and 2.
Okay.
I was a little concerned about that because I didn't mention it last week, but I was looking up some of those characters because I know none of them on Google, and Snively is like a bald old man looking character, and him being in a high school kind of frightened me.
Well, now he's 20, so don't worry about it. He's looking bad for his age, but he's 20. So
He's seen some shit.
Yeah, he's got like that hook nose. He's got like little wisps of hair on a bald head.
Oh, Jesus.
Dear God, he does not look like a high schooler. What the fuck?
Even in Sonic like canon or whatever, he's supposed to be age 31. So like even then, he's just horrifically bald for his age.
This motherfucker is older than us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, easily. He looks like he could be our grandpa.
yeah.
And that was just sort of sitting in a high school previously. Interesting.
Ugh, keep that man away from the high schools,
He
please.
kind of looks like Jeff Bezos.
Oh my
does look a
God,
little
he
bit like Jeff
does.
Bezos.
He looks
God
like Jeff
damn, dude.
Bezos with a Pinocchio nose.
He does.
Back on track, though. Let's read some Sonic fan fiction.
All right. We pick back up. Where am I? The pink female hedgehog lifted her upper body as best she could. She was lying on a rug that was colored a tacky neon orange. The fibers of it were long and thick. She looked like she had fallen into a time warp. Oh my God, am I back in the vintage store? Amy's head was throbbing. She had hit the ground hard when she had leapt away from the explosion. As she recalled what happened before she appeared there, a shudder went through her body. I'm so lucky. Hey, I think she's awake. Amy scampered behind the stylized red shoe-shaped chair. She didn't have her Pico hammer. A nearby statuette of a nude would have to do. Okay. Interesting. I thought I heard her. Charmy said as he entered. Amy peeked out upon hearing the soft budding of the bee's wings. What were they doing here? Charmy a bee, I assume then?
Yeah, Charmy's a bee.
What? Charmy? Amy moved away from the chair and towards the bee boy. How did I get here? What happened? Why, there was an accident. Yeah, an accident. We were driving around in our Scion, and we saw you knocked out on the pavement there. We brought you back here, our place, to let you recuperate. On the floor? Amy asked, her hands on her hips as she raised an eyebrow of suspicion. Oh, you must have fell on the floor, Charmy pointed to the freakish neon green and blue swirled upholstered sofa. That's where we put you first. Boy, even in my sleep, I know style, Amy muttered. Well, anyway, Charmy continued, we wanted to help you come to, and here you are. Great. Can I go home now? Amy said, and started to make her way towards the door. No, you can't, Charmy called out. Without a page break, just continuing on to the story, Sonic was nervous. Amy yet to return the call. Really jarring. Maybe her signal was blocked, but he'd called 3 times in an hour, and he'd got nothing. I don't feel good. Sonic was having an awkward enough day as it is. First, this account was from a Mobian family called Acorn, and second, Amy wasn't responding to his messages. The latter was a rarity. Pretty soon it was time for Sonic to make his way home. Perhaps she was there. Perhaps her battery just died. He chuckled to himself as he thought all the cute little things that Amy was doing that was making her miss her calls. It was the only thing he could do right now to relax his nerves. I'm going to pass this off to Luke.
Oh, I can't wait to see them, said the elegantly sculpted young woman who was half squirrel, half wolf. The fuck?
Yeah, what in the hell just happened?
More changes without any like indication.
Oh man, my whole life I've been looking for a lady that's half squirrel and half wolf.
An elegantly sculpted one.
Like,
With
oh,
her
boy.
attendants, she was decking herself out elegantly for this meeting. I'm so eager to meet the face behind Chili Dog Heaven. Of course, Princess Sally, said one of her attendants, a commissioned aristocratus from Station Square who was helping Sally learn local customs. Along with her, Antoine de Collet, longtime bodyguard and admirer of Sally, was waiting close by. He not only sported an odd French accent, but he had a history of being a clumsy fighter. However, he developed his skills over the years.
Hold on. As for Princess Sally, so wait, Princess Sally is not half squirrel, half wolf. She's
I think she's just like a
chipmunk.
yeah. I think she's just
Yeah.
squirrel chipmunk
Right?
style. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they changed it.
Is
but
anybody else confused about that?
I am too. I
I'm
didn't
looking
know
at
there
a
was any wolf
photo.
involved there.
She doesn't look wolfish at all. She looks
No, and literally in the canon it says that she's a Mobian chipmunk.
Yeah, she absolutely looks like a chipmunk.
Maybe they just wanted her to look more furry than she already is.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Sally, dressed in an elegant white princess themed blazer with a vintage light blue rose corsage, a white miniskirt, pearls, and white heels to match, was ready to go. She took Antoine's offered arm and was led out to the limousine. The final bell rang, announcing all classes at Station Square High School were finished. Chris and his friends were on their way outside. Want to go get something to eat downtown? Danny asked. Maybe we should swing by and say hey to Sonic. Sounds like a plan, Chris said. He took a seat on the edge of the fountain that was in the courtyard of the school so he could tie his shoes. A shadow came over Chris as he worked. The others, Heather, Francis, and Danny, looked at the figure who had approached them in confusion. I've been meaning to talk to you, Christopher Thorndyke, spoke the sweet and delicate voice of Maria Robotnik. And interesting enough, her voice didn't match the stern expression on her face. One hand was placed firmly upon the hip of her skirt. Hey, I don't think we've ever really talked before, but you're in my English class, Chris smiled at her. Though it didn't show, he was apprehensive. Maria nodded and let her hands drop to her sides. The three friends of Chris were skeptical. Hey, let's go, Francis muttered. She was getting a bad feeling. Yes, I am, Maria said. Wait, I thought you had... That was a really confusing exchange.
Wait.
Hey, let's
Hey,
go.
Yes,
I am. Wait, I thought you had laryngitis, Danny asked. It cleared up, Maria said, only to excuse the previous for her main focus, Chris. Listen, Mr. Thorndyke, I must ask you about your involvement with a company that is involved in a competition against my cousins. What? You're from Chili Dog Hell? Chris tilted his head as he asked. Danny, Heather, and Francis all smacked their foreheads. There aren't other Robotniks in town besides the obvious notorious group, and it was well known that they did own the rival company. Yes, and as youth representative to CDH, I want to call a truce between our companies, Maria said, her face donning her angelic smile as she held out her hand for Chris to shake on. Yeah, of course, Chris said, immediately reaching out with the intent of shaking Maria's hand, that is, before Danny stopped him.
I feel like the name Chris has been sullied.
I know.
Like I don't think you can use the name Chris in a Sonic fanfiction without me immediately thinking of a person who his mother.
Yeah.
And I just blurted
Yep.
it out loud.
Yep.
It is canonically a Sonic character apparently, but also this was before times, right? You know.
Wait, Danny whispered. She might have some kind of ultimatum up her sleeve. Don't trust her so fast. I saw how she was glaring at you from the back of class. What? Oh, okay, Chris responded, slowly drawing his hand away. What's the catch, Maria? After Danny's words, he could barely make eye contact with the blonde. Maria was silent, not in a stunned way, but almost as if she was savoring something. There is no catch, she said, a soft smile creeping across her lips. Except for one thing. I'm going to pass it off to Zach.
Oh, great. You can't go yet, Charmy said, blocking the door from Amy. And why not? Amy demanded as she shoved her face into Charmy's with intent of intimidation. What? Duh? Charmy stammered. Your car is wrecked. And our guy isn't back yet with the car. So you gotta wait here. We're on the outskirts of Station Square. You don't want to walk, do you? Walking never killed me. Amy pushed Charmy out of her way and went hunting for the exit. Besides, I can call one of my chauffeurs to come and get me. No, don't do that. This place is a Charmy immediately covered his mouth. A what? Amy turned to glare at the B-boy. The B-boy. What were you going to say? The pink hedgehog's eyes narrowed in suspicion. A section that isn't maintained by the government. You don't know your car is getting torn up and dirtied in our shitty roads, do you? Mighty the Armadillo cut into the conversation, saving Charmy's stinger. Charmy himself was more than thankful for this. Mighty the Armadillo. I don't think I know that character.
He's one of the chaotics.
He basically looks like Red Sonic from what I've seen.
Oh, he looks kind of like Knuckles in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, well then. Amy was taken aback by the looks of Mighty. He folded his arms and leaned against the wall as he studied Amy. He wondered why she was still in her nightgown in the late afternoon. Amy could not take her eyes off the creature before her. He put her in the mind of Sonic, but not completely. He had a sexy confidence to him. And wow, did he look strong. Can I get you anything? Asked Mighty, smiling at her as he pushed himself off the wall and approached the rodent girl. The rodent girl.
Yeah, Jesus,
God.
man.
Very hot. Yeah, you
my
definitely want
God.
to chase after those rodent girls.
100%.
You could tell just by looking into Amy's shining eyes what was going through her mind. He was more than intrigued. Yes, some water, please. And do you mind if I smoke? She asked.
Jesus.
Yes, squealed Charmy. No, not at all, Mighty Budlin. But do it in just this room, the lounge. I'll bring your drink in here. Charmy left, not wanting to smell the smoke.
I was gonna
Amy
say,
shut the
smoke
lounge.
kills bees. It's a good thing he left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About to murder him by smoking.
yeah. I'm gonna pass it off to Daniel.
Oh boy.
Ooh, Daniel's on the hot seat again.
Just kidding. I pass it off to Luke.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
This story's pretty painful, I gotta say.
This is
Okay.
starting to hurt, yeah.
Amy shut the lounge door behind her. She sat on the toe of the shoe-shaped chair and lit her cigarillo. She held herself, rubbing her upper arms with her hands, and exhaled a puff of smoke. Why am I'm only Sonic's girl, but look at me. I haven't had attentions from him since that last time we resealed our engagement. That was months ago. Amy looked up at the door as Mighty re-entered with the bottled water. Here, he said. Want me to keep you company? Yes, please, Amy replied. To say Sonic was nervous as hell was an understatement. He kept fixing his collar and tie in the executive washroom's mirror. Why am I so nervous? I'm never this nervous for any other account. Okay. It's not gonna be her. It's gotta be her brother, right? Right. Sonic reassured himself in the mirror for the 32nd time before exiting. Mr. Hedgehog, said one of the representatives for the Mobian partner, so nice to see you again. He gave Sonic and his assistants each a firm handshake. Also in the room was Knuckles. When he'd returned from talking to Tikal, Sonic told him everything. Knuckles was nervous, but he showed it in different ways. His arms were folded tight like he was in a straitjacket, and his face kept a twitching grimace. Looking at Knuckles made Sonic feel a bit more relaxed. It was hard not to laugh at the echidna. All right now, everyone, the representative said as he moved towards the door to open it. May I present to you the head of the Acorn account, Princess Sally Alicia Acorn. The young redhead placed a hand over her mouth to muffle her giggle. She whispered to her attendant. He didn't have to say my full name. Sonic and Knuckles' eyes were locked upon her. Sonic's feelings were racing faster than his head had ever carried him, and one could swear Knuckles was growling.
Oh, Jesus.
And that one thing is, Chris asked, looking more confused than ever. That one thing is, Maria folded her arms behind her back as she traced her toe along the cement. You drop your funding and affiliation with CDH or else there will be no truce. Oh yeah, well, what are you going to do if he doesn't say yeah? Francis jumped in and shouted. I'm so happy you asked, Maria chimed, clapping her hands together in glee. If you don't, well, this will get a bit ugly. Unlike my incompetent cousin, I tend to be more hands-on about my approaches. Maria rubbed her hands together. It was almost hypnotic to the others, watching those long, elegant fingers with their painted nails getting ready for something violent. Ugh. What do you mean? Chris looked ill. He remembered all the trouble Dr. Robotnik brought upon them when he was young, and Sonic bailing everyone out, luckily. But there was just something very unsettling about this one. Yeah, what do you mean? Francis immediately jumped in front of everyone and pressed her nose against Maria's. The blonde chuckled and gently pushed Francis away. Look, I don't care what you try, Chris protested. You're not going to see me backing away from helping Sonic out. He's been there for me all this time, and now it's my turn. I honestly didn't know where this was going to go, said Maria, now dismayed. But I've prepared just in case it didn't turn out like I hoped it would. The blonde looked to the ground, her hands in her pockets. Danny thought it would be a good idea to walk away now, but Chris was curious as to what she had to say. What? Chris urged. Maria looked up at them, sighed, and placed a hand over her heart. Her face donned an expression of longing as she spoke. Before I begin, you must understand that this is not my true nature to do such things. However, my cousin is sitting on a very valuable empire that would be vital to our family's already tarnished reputation. You see, Maria continued, no matter what you seem to do, whether it's for the best or for the worst, we're always being attacked by everyone else. We have this curse of doing things that just don't stay within the borders of social reason. Now, if, say, 50 years from now, our family can rewrite our little history by saying we owned a food empire and was never ever known for cloning, immortality experiments, genocide, roboticization, or basic Grand Theft Auto, what would be the kiss to break the curse? Now, wouldn't it? Or that would be the kiss to break the curse, now wouldn't it? Maria spoke as she began walking circles around the group. What? Chris muttered. Listen, Maria stopped in front of Chris and placed her hands on his shoulders. What I'm saying is that although I don't agree with my cousin Ivo for wanting to sabotage your CDH for the simple task of destroying and humiliating Sonic, I have bigger and better things in mind. I want your CDH to go so my CDH can prosper for my family. I want our family to be known as simple, normal robber barons, not mad scientists. Chris shook his head in confusion. What are you saying? He asked. Christopher Thorndyke, Maria said while kindly adjusting Chris's shirt collar and fixing his hair. I'm going to kick your ass right now, and I will kick it until you change your mind.
Jesus.
I'm going to pass it to Eric.
Amy took the last sips from the water bottle and dropped it in the waste can. She and Mighty were now sitting on that tacky sofa. Thank you for keeping me company while we wait, Amy said softly. No problem, Mighty smirked. There was something about Amy that seemed nice. He'd never seen this side of her before. Perhaps it came along with age. She was a much different young woman now than she was then. When will your driver be back? Amy asked. Sorry to sound rude. I just want to. You're not being rude, Mighty assured her. But Vector has some business to take care of. Like you, I hope he won't take too long, or that means he's messed up, he chuckled. Amy nodded. It was a bit hard to keep spirits high. What if Sonic took her for dead? Her cell phone was still in her wrecked car. Mighty could see the worry in the girl's eyes. He reached out and put an arm around her shoulder, then pulled her close. Amy shuddered. It was the most physical attention she received in a while.
This is gross.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Ugh. Amy began. She wanted to pull away, but the feel of the other's lips and hands on her shoulders silenced her, froze her. Sonic, Knuckles, Sally, and the rest discussed their future growth. Sonic's voice was cracking constantly every time he was spoken to by Sally. Knuckles, on the other hand, was a complete wreck. His growling wasn't out of anger or fear. He'd once had feelings for the girl and thought it was all over when he got sent to Earth and found Tikal. But now, oh God, his nerves wouldn't let his vocal cords rest. That concludes our meeting, the Mobian representative announced cheerfully. I can't wait to see how our future will progress, Sally said. How could she be so calm, Sonic and Knuckles wondered. She wanted to shake their hands. They each took her graceful palm and shook. For a brief moment, Sonic was actually inclined to kiss it. Yeah, it's nice to see you again after so long, Sal. Sonic nodded. I'd stay and chat, but I think something happened to my fiancé. Sally blinked, surprised at Sonic having a fiancé, and nodded in understanding. Oh, that's not a problem. We'll have to have a power lunch pretty soon. I'll schedule with your secretary. Sally sighed and took Sonic by both hands, squeezing them. I hope your fiancé is all right, she told him, the worry in her voice legitimate. Sonic shuddered and quickly turned her hands loose. He didn't remember taking both of them, but he had. Yeah, thanks, Sal, Sonic said, looking at the floor. Being called her old nickname made Sally giggle. She took her leave. As soon as she'd slinked out of the room with her hips twitching, Sonic and Knuckles were relieved. My gods, Knuckles exclaimed. I haven't seen her in so long. Hey, Sonic went over to put a hand on Knuckles' shoulder. Don't even get like that. You've got Tikal now. Yeah, I know, the red one muttered while shrugging. Just old feelings. Nothing I can't handle. Sonic excused himself from Knuckles since the echidna had to meet his wife for dinner. I am going to pass it off to Daniel.
Oh boy, all right. I'll take us home.
I'm sorry.
I'll take us home, boys. Sonic excused himself from Knuckles since the echidna had to meet his wife for dinner. When the blue hedgehog sat at his desk, he noticed a message from his phone. Amy, he wondered. It wasn't from her phone, though. Sonic opened his voicemail and listened. There was a scratchy voice on the other end. Yo, Sonic, it said. We've got your girl. You want her back in one piece? Well, you better leave $20 million near the Station Square bridge tonight, or she's gonna be my supper. Sonic shook with rage. Without control, his body slowly sunk into his knees. Amy, Amy, his now hoarse voice managed to utter. He lowered on to his hands, now on all fours. He could feel a powerful throbbing in his head. Who the would do this? Not Sonic.
Ooh, F-bomb.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. It's getting
Shit's
real.
getting serious. Tossing his blue head back, Sonic screamed his lover's name at the top of his lungs, proclaiming he would get her back. Touché, Vector, the green croc cackled as he put his phone away. He was heading down the highway towards the hideout. Of course I wouldn't kill her, but I'll make sure Sonic will never see her again if he tries to play a game. That is the end, episode 2, and the
And the
fanfiction.
final. Yep.
Oh,
the
man.
final end this fanfiction.
That was a fucking cliffhanger.
Yep. Sonic fanfiction authors have a bad habit of just not finishing their stories.
God,
very
man,
true.
that was pretty painful. But
Yeah,
That
was
was
rough.
not. I disagree. That was not bad.
I will say
could have been much
I mean, it was
worse.
a little boring. It was boring, but it
We
wasn't.
we have gone through some real shit, and thank you, Eric, for picking a fan fiction that doesn't make me want to kill myself.
the other two would have.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would say out of the stories we've read so far, this is the least terribly written. Like, there at least seems to be mostly good grammar and vocabulary. Where some of the other stories, it was just all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not perfect by any means, but it is a little better than the others in that regard, I would say.
Not a bad pick, Eric. I've got something prepared for the next time.
Yeah, I guess we could have used
you all better be concerned because it is about to get very real.
I was about to say, I guess I'm kind of glad I picked this particular story because it was a bit of a calm in the storm between the last episode and then apparently what you
Very,
got in
very
store for
tame.
us next. So,
I am going to destroy you.
oh God,
Some intense Sonic fan fiction.
I am ready. I guess
As long as it brings us closer to Sonic, the suffering is worth
and I
it.
hope it mentions sweat dropping in the next story because there's been a disappointing lack of sweat drops.
Get them once every few episodes, not once every episode.
Exactly. Sweat drops. Yeah, no sweat drops in my story. Just pain. Just intense pain. But until then, make sure to keep sweat dropping, everybody. All right, peace out. Sweat drop.
Sweat drop.
Sweat drop.
Sweat drop.
Sweat drop. Sweat drop.
Drop of sweat.